Alright guys, good to be back with you. Let's go ahead and just jump straight back into this. So we're going to go back to Madden 94. So not a whole ton has changed here, of course. We'll just see if we can get another win here with the Oilers. As you may or may not have noticed, this isn't exactly like the most, I don't know, realistic season of all time. Of course, part of the reason why is because we don't even have the real life schedule here, so we kind of have to do the best that we can with our imaginations. So let's see what we do here against Cincinnati. We're on the road again. We've only had a single home game, so who knows what in the world they were thinking when they came up with this schedule. But back we go again to good old Madden 94, and we'll do the best that we can with this game. Comparatively speaking, I might play some NFL 94 again. I know that that was very, very controversial among some people. Comparatively speaking, though, this game overall I think is superior. But the big question is this really the best football game on the Genesis 1993? And you know how I am. I really don't think so. I think the Tecmo Super Bowl is actually much better. But it was treated in general by the gaming public, and especially by the gaming journalists, as being sort of like another version of the NES game, which is not entirely accurate. But we can talk about that maybe a little bit more, perhaps a little bit later on, especially when we sit down and really play that game. So as far as right now is concerned, we'll just do what we can here to sort of move the ball slowly up the field, get a couple first downs, and start getting some scores here against Cincinnati, and kind of make it go from there. I'll tell you, White didn't get very far that time. We'll go back over here to the run and shoot, which I think is a little bit more accurate in terms of what they played that year. It's kind of funny, when I was starting this season, I thought, oh yeah, this will be great, I'll take all sorts of time, and we'll be able to go through and get really deep into this. Then, of course, I realized that there's not a whole lot here in terms of like accurate schedules and stuff like that, so so much for that idea. But this isn't the last time that we'll touch on like the 93 or 94 NFL seasons. We've got a lot of other games that we can play as well, so there's a lot of good stuff coming up soon, I believe. Now, the funny thing is that originally when I was doing this, I was thinking, you know, I should do a full season with the Super Nintendo version, because the Super Nintendo version really is significantly different from the Sega Genesis version, to the point where it's really two completely separate games. But popular opinion had it that we ought to play the Sega Genesis version, and so I've decided to give the people what they want and go along with it. But I might play another game with the Super Nintendo version here or there. So not much new is going on right now, other than the fact that we had a little bit of snow over here last night, and these kids had their school canceled today, and the snow's all melted, so much for that. But we're not getting any blocks there on either side. Ah, man, ball in the 33, so it'd be like a 48-yard field goal. I don't think that we're going to go for the field goal, because every time we try that here, we end up failing. And see, we don't get the block that we need. All right, well, so much for that idea. We did eat up a lot of clock, I guess, but we ended up not scoring in the end.
33! 43! But
Now, I should say a big thank you to everybody who's recommended with the NFL 94 game to just not to take off the what's it called, the zoom in mode or whatever it is. I think that's actually a good idea. Next time I go for that game, I think I'm going to sort of take that off and see what happens when you don't have that on. That's probably the biggest problem with that game. I understand like what it is they're trying to do, but it doesn't really work all that well. I mean, it's really a problem. Boy, man, the boo birds really came out there. It sounds like the whole stadium is booing. I mean, not just the fans. It sounds like there's like, I don't know, like a train or something. It sounds like the The concrete is groaning at the side of that sack. We almost intercepted that pass. If we'd intercepted that, boy, that would have been something. All right, now we can go back here in the nickel. We'll do the bump and run. Whether this actually is a bump and run or not is, you know, up to your interpretation. 4-yard loss, and so we forced them into a punt. Very good defense once again. Now the other game I should be playing a little bit more of is NFL Blitz. That might actually be a really good idea. That's a little bit more fun than all of these so-called realistic games. We came close to blocking that. And there you go, 26-yard returns. That's not too bad. Heck of a play is right. All right, let's see what we can do here. We'll go single back. See, you only have 8 single back plays here. I mean, the most you can do is you could flip them if you wanted. And we got absolutely no block. You saw that right there, right? There was one guy who got clear without anybody on him at all, and then it was the second man that ended up getting to him. We end up getting a full yard out of that. All right. We probably should call a pass one of these downs. Well, we're not going to have it there. It's interesting. So I switched to him. I pushed the C button, and he does this little hop in the air to catch it. I'm not sure why he did. I guess the ball was over his head. I don't know. You can go back and look at that and see. That, by the way, is the first pass that we've completed in, I think, like 3 or 4 games. That's interesting. I was expecting, based on the diagram for that play, I was expecting to go the other way. I was expecting to go up the middle on the left side. So if you look at this here, this is this halfback draw trap, and it looks like the halfback goes up on the left side, right? But actually you go up on the right side. So I don't get it. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in this game. I know it's an old game. It's, you know, 30-something years old, but like they couldn't really get the play diagrams right in this game. All sorts of screw stuff going on. Defense is the worst in this game in terms of like accuracy of the diagrams. So anyway. Oh, that didn't do much, did it? It brings up 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. And we got a 3-yard gain. There you go. All right, so we're up 7-0. That's the way it is. We just keep it calm and make it a real sort of methodological approach. And as long as we stick to our game plan, we'll be fine. That's the game plan. Knock the guy down after he's down. Two-yard gain. There you go. So one of the things I'm thinking of doing, in addition to, you know, doing more Madden series in the future, maybe with some of the games that are maybe a little bit better fleshed out, is also doing a season or something like that over with Front Page Sports football, right? Football Pro, right? I'm sorry, Football Pro 94, 95, whichever version it is that I had when I was young. I had something set up originally that was using DOSBox and all of that. I've had to undo it because I made a number of mistakes. This was for the video that I created for that game. I made a number of mistakes when I was putting that together, and so it's kind of an unforgiving game. You kind of have to have the manual and kind of know how to set up the settings. If you do the settings wrong, like, you don't get another chance. See right there, that's where I'm pretty sure there's a button I can push to turn that into a fair catch. I don't know. I should probably actually look at the manual one of these days and figure it out. It was kind of odd. I wanted to take him out of that and kind of have him do a little bit of a sweep, and the game didn't let me. Instead, it sort of forced me to go up the middle. So, I don't know. It's one of those kind of odd Madden things, but it's all right. We've played a pretty clean game so far today, with the exception of that blocking. All right, let's do this here. We were very, very fortunate to miss that tackler, and that's going to be almost a touchdown. Probably could have pushed B a little bit more. Oh, Madden didn't tell me there was a heck of a play. I feel kind of upset. I feel gypped. All right, well, we'll try it again. Let's see if we can get it this time. No, maybe not. A little 4-yard loss, so they had that one snuffed out. Okay. Yeah, there you go. So the trick to doing that is you just keep pushing B, and then the game makes it so you can't get tackled. Pretty simple. And there you go, 14-0. So yeah, the plan for the channel is we'll keep doing, of course, this series. We'll keep doing different Tecmo Super Bowl series. The current series with BYU, the one that I uploaded yesterday, the latest chapter of, that one's not had as much interest as some of the older series. So it is. I've noticed, and I think I mentioned this before, that, you know, if I'm really struggling with a series, it tends to get a little bit more attention than if I'm not. So we'll try to find things that are maybe a little bit more challenging. Although BYU has been kind of a struggle. The biggest struggle about it, though, has not necessarily been, you know, how we're playing and stuff like that. It's been more like trying to figure out what it is that exactly that we're supposed to be doing. I think the biggest question right now is who it is that should be our running back. So I might have a poll about that, see if anybody's paying attention or not. So what are we supposed to do there, Madden? Like, I can't see where the ball is when it's fumbled, right? All I can do is just like mash the buttons and hope that something's going to happen. I'm also not entirely sure I understand why it is that Cincinnati's running right now. I mean, they do get the ball in the beginning of the second half, sure. But, you know, you would think that they'd want to pass and try to gain some yards. And now they have one timeout left. They're going to sit within their back pocket. So, I mean, it doesn't make very much sense. Anyway, though, like I said, I think the plan here on the channel is we'll keep this series going. We'll keep Tecmo Super Bowl stuff going. What are they going to do? They're going to kick a field goal or something like that? I don't know. I mean, no, they're going to go for something really dumb.
Green, 21, but
See, I told you it was going to be something dumb.
quarterback can't hold the ball that long.
Yeah, you like that? The guy's sort of gloating over him like that. We've seen a lot of cool animations here as we've been playing the series so far. Anyways, there you go. Video's about, what, 14 minutes old, and we've already got, we're already to halftime. 14-0. They have minus 13 passing yards, but 40 rushing yards. We have 173 yards total. 2 for 2 passing. 2 for 2. I remember the one completion. Did we have another one that I've forgotten about? I can't remember. Anyway, you can go back and watch the film. Some of these runs, I think, end up counting as passes or something like that. I don't know. What should we do? Onside kick? I'm just kidding. Who would never do something like that? Yeah, I think on this channel, as the channel continues to expand and grow, I think what we're eventually going to start doing is we'll do this, and then we'll also just do some random playing of some random games just to like show what certain games are like and stuff like that. I've noticed that those videos tend to do fairly well, so we'll do more of that coming up here before too long. Look for that coming, you know, eventually once I get everything sort of squared away and know exactly what's going on. I'm going to do a scripted video tomorrow. We're going to be talking about Tecmo Super Bowl, of course. Man, what a catch. Oh, that's a nice catch. So we're going to be talking about Tecmo Super Bowl. We're going to be talking about how it compares to some of the best NES games and sort of look into that. This is based on an old Reddit post that I saw a while back. Old as in a couple of years old. Now, that was a good defensive play. We came close to intercepting that pass. Anyway, I don't think that anybody's going to look at Madden 94 and say, oh, maybe this is one of the best Sega Genesis games of all time. I really don't think so. Not to say that it's bad necessarily, but there are some issues with this game that make it a little bit frustrating to play and frustrating to keep up with. NHL 94, to be honest with you, is a much better game than this game. Let's see if everybody's going to be onside this time. Remember that from a couple games ago?
22, 40, 22. It's good.
All right, 14-7. So they figured out a way to pass right over the top of us. You can go back, by the way, and look at those defensive plays. We were calling for pass defense. We just didn't have very good luck. In fact, it was two pretty incredible catches that they made that ended up doing that for them. And this, once again, is where I'm kind of surprised that to end the first half, they decided to call those running plays instead of trying to pass. You would think that they would want to run, but whatever. It's not. I'm not controlling them. It's not really my problem. Yeah, thanks for giving me the block, man. All right, this is basically what we're going to do. We're going to go like left to right, you know.
42.
All right, let's go this side. Yeah, see, there you go. 36-yard run, just like that.
Now that is big-time football.
Oops, I think I called a pass. Yeah, I know. He looks like he's wide open, and then you throw it, and then there's a ton of guys there. But you get the pass interference anyway. That gives us first and goal. That was a pretty cheap call, if you ask me. Yeah, right. You think that Warren Moon could do that?
23.
You ever see Warren Moon do that? Here comes the defender, and he knocks him about 10 yards upfield. Anyway, good times. 21-7 now. So yeah, anyway, when it comes to the channel, when it comes to sort of like the plan and stuff, I like to think of these channels I've got as sort of like, you know, we're going to hang out, we're going to play some games, we're going to have a good time. I think that's probably what the focus is going to be as we go forward. You guys can tell me what you think as you're watching this about, you know, videos touching on like football cards and stuff like that. I've done that for a little while. I haven't had a whole bunch of success with them, which makes me wonder, like, maybe I should, you know, hold back on that for a little while. It's kind of hard to know what to do. I want to make sure that I make content that is actually like engaging and that has people like interested in watching. So that's kind of odd. They didn't give him forward progress. I mean, he should have been at least back to the line of scrimmage. So anyway, you can let me know kind of what you think about them. I really enjoy making the videos. I really enjoy like the old pro sets and all that stuff. I worry though that the football card videos are not really all that well. How do I say it? They're not really all that well focused, right? That I think that sort of thing works best if there's like a specific story to tell instead of just here's what happened in this particular year. But I don't know. Maybe you feel a little bit differently. Maybe you can tell me, you know, what it is that you think about them. Yeah, man, we've had a great defensive stand here. This has been actually really impressive. Oh, wait. They're not calling a punt.
22, 42.
It's actually probably better for us that that was an incomplete pass. We get better field position this way. Oh, going the wrong way, going the wrong way, going the wrong way. Yeah, right. Lorenzo White ever do that? Run backwards 15 yards and then knocked like 5 guys out of the way? You ever see that happen where the quarterback stands right in front of the running back and he can't go forward? Oh, great. 4th and 4. I thought we were going to be a little bit closer than that. All right. Yeah, I mean, somebody talked, I can't remember if it was Madden 92 or Madden 93. Somebody mentioned somewhere in the comments that one of those games was, it was too easy because you could just push the spin button and get through everybody. That's definitely the case for Madden 94. I mean, once you figure out how to do that spin and also that like push through everybody move, if you got a good running back, you can just run the ball all game long. They can't stop you.
It's good.
So 28-7 now, and I think we've got this game pretty much figured out. That might be one of the reasons why these videos don't necessarily do so well, right? Because it's maybe a little bit too easy. Anyway, it's all good. We'll get it back up again, especially when we start doing series with, you know, some of the more famous like PlayStation 2 games and stuff like that. That's the part that I'm really kind of looking forward to. So it'll all come. It'll all come. I should say this, as I always forget to say, but if you want to see more stuff like this, think about becoming a channel member or supporting me over on Patreon, because your support makes it possible for me to keep doing this, and we can have some fun and do all that other stuff. Now, you do know that personally, I prefer to play Tecmo Super Bowl. That's my favorite game. But it still is a lot of fun to go back and play some of these games, look at how things are set up and so on. And you know, this game's not awful. I'm not sure about NFL 94. I think that game kind of verges on being awful. There are a lot of problems with that game. Again, maybe I should play it again, take off the zoom mode, and see, you know, if I like it any better that way. Playing it sort of out of the box is not exactly the greatest experience in the world. I'll put it that way. Oh man, how did he get out of that? Anyway, that was another case where intercepting it probably wasn't as good as kind of forcing them into the punt, but whatever. And that's the end of the quarter. Here, let's give it to this guy. We haven't given it to him at all today. Man, he is so slow. It's incredible. Look at how slow this guy is. Why even have this guy as, you know, as a fullback on your team if he can't run? Yeah, Warren Moon runs faster than him. Ah, yes, good old realistic Madden, right? Most realistic game ever. Absolutely, I believe in that. Okay, maybe we shouldn't try to run it with Warren Moon. That was pretty embarrassing. But see, this is the stuff we can do when we're up by, you know, 21 points. There we go, gain 8 yards. That's the game plan from now on. We're going to run backwards and then we run forward. Is it 3rd down or 4th down? I can't remember. It was 3rd down, all right. Well, that's not going to do it. That was bad. Look, I got it. I got it. Forward progress. But you know, it's already 28-7. We didn't want to run up the score. That's the thing. We're trying to be nice.
Incomplete. Set. 41. 43. Incomplete.
All right, we're doing a good job. Now we'll just go back a little bit and see what they try to do. 3rd and 10. They're going to pass again.
Set. 30. 20. 30. But.
Oh, that was a nice catch. Another catch where he was surrounded by 5 guys. So it's the one complaint I have about these Madden games. Fortunately, the window passing system didn't last forever. I mean, Madden 95, they got rid of it. Man, look at that 21-yard sack. It's incredible. All right, let's see if we can overwhelm them on the line here, huh?
Set. Red. Green. But.
So, you know what defensive call that was? That was the monster blitz, which means that you're supposed to have, like, basically the whole backfield coming up to blitz. Instead of having that happen, we didn't have anybody blitz, and instead everybody played back. Like, what's the deal with these, you know, play diagrams and play calls? They don't do what they're supposed to do. I mean, I don't know. Maybe somebody can comment on this. Maybe you guys know how Madden, like the internal structure of Madden works or whatever. All I know is I play this game. It doesn't matter if I call plays on offense or defense. Like, half of them don't actually work right. So, I don't know. Whatever.
Set. 43. Red. But.
Yeah, all right. Well, we get the ball back. And we'll do a little bit more of the same. We didn't get far with that one. You guys want to block, huh? You know those play calls that we have in the playbook? You know, that stuff where we were supposed to be practicing the whole time? You ever thought about doing that, huh? I don't know. Maybe we could gain some more yards if you actually block the guy in front of you. Actually, maybe we could win this game if I would let the time run out. As I said last time, you know, this is everybody's favorite part of the Madden games, where you just like sit on the ball the whole time and wait for the time to go down and all that stuff. I should have been doing this all along, so we've done it wrong, but that's the way it is.
21.
At least the game gives you something to listen to when you hear the guy calling out the signals over and over again.
21. 23. 30.
I probably should have been pushing B a little bit more. And see, now they call the timeout, right? Okay, 4th and 16. Well, we're not gonna, you know, we're not gonna kick the field goal. Well, that didn't work. All right, let's see if they can score 21 points in 30 seconds. We'll even help them out. We'll call a blitz.
Set. 20. 43. But.
So apparently in this game, blitz means your guys sort of like hang back and see what happens, right? Oh, here, we'll call the safety blitz. Let's see what this does.
Set. Woo. 20. But.
That's what it does. We end up with nobody back in the backfield. That was a real good play call. I would love to look back at that play. I guess I could pause it and go look at the instant replay. I'm not that interested in it. But it would be interesting to go back and look at that play and see precisely what happened here with some of these guys in the backfield. Like I said, you know, the logic in this game is a little bit weird sometimes.
Incomplete.
All right. Man Tiger. That's what we're going to go for here. Man Tiger.
Set. But.
So that was supposed to be a blitz, but did we blitz? No. we didn't do what we were supposed to do. Yeah, see, that's the dance that I do when I'm down by 14. 15 technically. Because you know we're going to block this kick.
41. But.
Now, how did I not block that? I ran into him before he kicked. Well, whatever. Maybe I should have pushed A instead. There you go. That was a 2-yard return. I went backwards about 7 yards, so well, whatever. 28-14. That's the end of the game.
Hey, thanks for playing. This is John Madden saying goodbye for EA Sports.
All right, let's take a look here. We dominated possession again. 10 first downs. Yeah, 28-14, as you know. They had 94 passing yards. Of course, they had those good passes, including a 46-yard completion. We only had 2 completions, and that's more than we've had for most games. And we did have 236 yards on the ground, so we almost doubled them in terms of total yards. We had 5 third-down conversions, 1 fourth-down conversion. We did get an interception. We had 1 pass tipped, and we did allow 1 quarterback sack. They allowed 4. We did not punt at all. We had 2 punt returns, of course, average of 13 yards, so those were pretty good. And then the kickoff returns not quite as good, and we were not called for any penalties. There's only 1 penalty in the game. So there you go. We'll go take a look here and see what the standings look like. Again, as I've said before, I don't really like the whole setup of this, but it's okay. It is what it is. We're 4-1, right behind the Steelers, so we'll see what happens when we play them. The Bengals have not won a game. The Browns have also not won a game. I mean, is this division really that bad? I don't know. So anyway, there you go. That gives you sort of an idea of what's been going on here. We'll keep going forward and see what we can do and see what the playoffs and stuff are like once we get there. Anyway, hope you're having a great day. I will talk with you again later. Bye.